So I just got out of Black Panther, and I don't know what movie all the rest of you are seeing. I keep saying Ryan Coogler deserves an Oscar nomination for his direction. This movie's gonna win Oscars, blah blah blah. If you don't like this movie, you're racist. It's perfect, blah 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 blah. Here's the thing about the Black Panther movie. It's an average Marvel movie. No better, no worse. It's got major structure issues, really, really bad CGI at times. The fight scenes go on way too long. The characters are mostly stiff and wooden. There are major, major plot holes. Sorry guys, Black Panther is not this amazing, groundbreaking movie that I keep seeing reviews for with terminology like, this is the movie that finally makes comic book films adult, and this is the movie that finally shows Marvel knows how to make a serious movie. What movie were you guys seeing? This was about a man in a cat suit flipping cars over. Seriously, to get it out there, I haven't liked a single Marvel movie to date. So it's not a surprise that this one is not the one that breaks that curse for me. At best, the Marvel movies to me are okay. There's some that are okay. I have yet to see one that wowed me. Now there are some that are just god-awful. This isn't god-awful. It's just okay to have all of these people fawning all over Black Panther just because they're afraid of being called racist. It's not racist to find problems with the plot. It's not racist to find problems with the acting and the characters. I'm sorry. I have no idea why Chadwick Boseman is playing Black Panther. He's awful. He was awful in Civil War, and he's awful here. Now, that doesn't mean Chadwick Boseman is an awful actor. I've seen him in other things, and even in the behind the scenes, you see him, he's charismatic, he's fun, he's full of energy. Then as soon as they yell action, I never breathe. I mean, he plays T'Challa so stiff and wooden, he might as well be a CG creation, which he almost is anyway anytime the suit's on. Then you have his little sister, and yes, I know she's been in other things where she's not terrible. She's so bad in this, she almost made me constantly laugh every time she opened her mouth. She's awful in this movie. And then you have that balance with great actors like Forrest Whitaker and Angela Bassett, who are just okay. But then you've got Michael B. Jordan, who was terrible in Fan 4 Stick, and who is one of the two reasons you watch this movie. Michael B. Jordan is fantastic in this. His Killmonger is energetic and charismatic and unpredictable, and you want to see more of this character. And then, yeah, maybe I am racist, but the other best actor and character in this was Andy Serkis, one of the two white characters. Andy Serkis was honestly great, and I was kind of pissed off he was killed less than halfway into the movie because I really wanted to see more of him. He lit up the damn screen every time he was on it. But then, just to say this movie is full of plot holes is racist apparently, because this movie is full of plot holes. It's got tons of plot holes. And I don't just mean Marvel Universe plot holes. I mean, wait a minute. So, Wakanda is shielded from the world to look like a third world shithole, as Donald Trump would put it, by this holographic barrier. That we clearly see you don't need like a special shield code to pass through it. We see leaves and shit can pass through it. Things can pass through it just fine. A plane has never crashed over Wakanda. Satellite topography, satellite heat imaging has never noticed anything weird that, hey wait, the topography of Wakanda is all wrong compared to what we see. Wait a minute, their energy output is all wrong for what we see. There's no photojournalist that has ever wandered into Wakanda. There's news stories about this and in Civil War about how Wakanda is the poorest nation on earth, blah 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 blah. I'm sorry, you would have photojournalists from Mother Jones and magazines like that all over this. None of them have ever stumbled into Wakanda? It's ridiculous, this whole secretive little cabal that they have. And yes, I know he corrects himself at the end of the movie, and maybe that's the point, but T'Challa is Donald Trump at the beginning of this movie. Think about it. He doesn't want white people in his his country. He wants all of his technology and all of the money from Wakanda to stay in Wakanda. He literally builds a wall around his country to keep foreigners out. He is afraid of outside influences. Basically, he's Donald Trump. And that's what the former Wakandan kings and princes have all been. They're Donald Trump, but for black people. That's not a great message. It's kind of funny that he needs his ex-girlfriend to convince him, hey, maybe we should help other people in the world. Oh, I don't know. What a shocking revelation that would be. This movie is just full of nonsense that just does not make sense. For instance, another thing would be, why does Killmonger kill Andy Serkis when he does? It makes no sense at that point. First of all, him betraying Andy Serkis then actually hurts his efforts. If he had just waited another 2 hours, everything would have been fine. But I guess they couldn't afford Andy Serkis, so we have to get him out of the movie. You have other things that completely go against all of the characters in this movie. They act outside of their own best interest to the point where you're like, this is here because a fight scene is needed or a character betrayal is needed. Everything in this movie is so bad. Everything. Bad might not be the right word, because this movie didn't piss me off like Thor Ragnarok did. This movie was just, I walked out of this movie like, and yet the theater around me was like, best movie ever made, oh my god, it's finally a black superhero movie, which of course, finally a black superhero movie, so the Blade movies don't count, or Meteor Man, or Steel, or Blank Man, or any of the other movies that have black superheroes in them. This is the black superhero movie. It's just not that good, people, so I'm sorry. Black Panther, this is yet another meh mark on the Marvel Universe.